And we're live. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, guys.
You lovely, lovely people. It's me, Dubious Squirrel Casting, and my co-caster, Mr. Nate from JGX. Welcome, Nate.
Hey. This will be fun. I didn't get to cast anything, so I can pick up the last match of the Moor.
Yeah, better
This is
late
a
than never.
pretty important kind of match. I think I was watching the one yesterday, and Kraz and you were postulating on the possibility of like all the Div B teams finishing the same.
Yeah, it's a complicated match in terms of the results and how they could potentially play out. I'll need to take a look at that and see how they have actually turned out.
I was trying to look at it today, but this match hadn't run yet, so
So today we've got DPS LTT, who are currently third place in the division with 39 points, and they're up against 228th IBR, who are in sixth place in the division with only 6 points. DPS LTT could take, potentially maybe, first place, if I'm reading this correctly.
here I am thinking Div B. This is the Div C DPS.
Yeah, this is Div C.
Yeah.
So they've got it all to play for. And of course it's 228's job to make it as difficult as possible for them. And good luck to 228 in that endeavour.
Yes, we scrimmed them a couple times. The DPS, this particular DPS team, they have very good strategies, very well thought out, well formed. So it'll be fun to see those. Oh, both teams are locked.
Both teams are indeed locked. We're going to get straight into the action. First map, Terra Firma Conquest.
This is your friendly reminder to not thumbnail cast, just in case.
Yeah, I've seen that done too many times. I think I may have done it once or twice myself, actually. So
I'm going to call it the Bear Claw reminder. It's a fun map on Conquest. Especially because just about every time you play it in the non-comp setting, you almost always just kind of have to duke it out over Theta, and everybody's just looking down alleyways. But these matches don't have to play out like that. Get to see more of the map.
no, yesterday we watched this map. One team was brawling and the other team expertly set the firing line to receive them. Be interesting to see how this one plays out. So I'm looking at DPS side. We have a Daka Nigeria, Daka Annie with light PPCs, ×2, another Daka Nigeria, and a couple of Vapor Eagles, also Daka PPC. So this is going to be a mid-range push by the looks of it from DPS. What do you have on 228?
228 is very similar. They've got a 3-mech scout lance of a flea, a mislinks, and a viper. Those probably be machine guns and small pulse. 2 Annies and 2 Nightjares. A Black Lantern rounding out. So it's like 4 and 4. But I'm assuming, just from looking at the mechs here, that they're going to go for kind of a Daka mid-range as well.
DPS getting ready to push Theta now. And it looks like 228 are already getting set up to receive. I see their heavies way back there.
It's a good strike.
It is a good strike, yeah.
But Mitsu just took half an alpha from Tylus, their Incubus. And then a couple PPCs to the face for Mitsu.
Still alive though.
228 has the kind of very normal firing line to counter Theta. This is very... I don't know why their Mislinks is back here with them, but hey, he's there. He wants to keep them company. I think they're fearing a push. They have the lights kind of in skirmish array. And a lot of long trading. I think DPS is really keen on pushing over this bridge and closing the distance. Direwolf's going right on in. Eating some damage for it.
Yeah, they're procrastinating here. They need to make a solid push in. Looks like they're doing that now.
And pretty much everybody's in the green still, but the damage is falling towards 228 a little bit, but it's not decisive in any way.
Nutty Rat's taking some...
Annie! Oh, Nutty!
Oh, bye-bye, Annie.
Oh, Nutty's... he's done. It's a good pick from the Incubus coming in on the
Certainly
left
is,
side
yeah,
there.
good early pick.
Wasn't so much a pick as I just don't know why he was down there. Looks like they lose You Dare to Refuse My Bachal. So we're pretty dead even still. Incubus is going to get ganked by a pair of lights, but Yahoo waits way too long and he's gone. Let's see. Looks like DPS is going to turn around and they're just fighting over the mountain. Oh, so many UAVs. Odin Steel's going to go down next.
Yeah, he is way at the front there.
Oh, that's a wonderful strike over the top of the entire DPS team. They need to get these. They need to get the War Daddy down. He is dishing out some real hurt.
Viper Eagle 2 goes down.
I don't see DPS landing many strikes, but all right. Trade Annie for Annie. Nightjeer. It's funny. They're going after all the big mechs and these little DPS guys, the Mistlings, the Black Lantern. They're just going to town. The Vapor Eagles. I mean, the Viper's down. That's pretty important. Kieran is shut down. He'll probably restart before he dies. So, kind of still anybody's game.
I think DPS have got this one on balance, yeah.
Well, DPS, yeah. Yeah, DPS has too many mechs on the field, but that Mislinks could really just go in and clean everything. Nightjeer's probably too. I don't know why he's going after the fresh Nightjeer. He's got so many other targets. Oh, yeah. He could have shot literally any of those. The Thylus, shoot Thylus. Yeah, heard.
There you go. He could.
A little bit too late. He's gonna get lit. I don't know. Get him. You can do it, Yahoo. Wow, this is a very long-winded. Okay, they finally got him. Oh, he took him. He was sitting there shooting the relatively undamaged Lady Wolf forever. Guess at most he could have gotten one more kill. Now the Incubus is still in the game, Mitsu, and so that takes away really the ability for like a cap win for this remaining Flea, who smartly ran off and is capping Epsi. But there's just no way. DPS is already ahead on caps. It's over. Tofurky
And he
just
managed
legged
to leg
himself.
himself.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
I think he just decided to end it. Maybe? No, he's still... Oh.
He's still moving, but any chance of any kind of cap victory is already remote, and now it's over. Can't do much in a legged flea, can you, really?
Just stay in the lava, dude. Just stay in the lava. If he stayed in the lava, he could have made it look like, you know, he meant to do that. And he's just conceding. But instead, he's gonna limp his way to Theta. Oh dear. Where he may be able to kill Direwolf if Direwolf has any weapons left.
Command,
Does he?
confirming that we have possession of Kappa.
Tofurky's other leg is cherry red as well, so he's a one-shot.
I
As
want
soon
to
as they
see the
see him, he's
flea.
going to die.
I want to see the flea go to try to kill Direwolf, and then Direwolf run into him and kill him with collision damage. Either that or Tofurky goes over this little ledge right here and finishes his leg off.
Maybe he can take the Annie?
Oh no! Look to your left, dude. I think Direwolf knows he's there. I don't know. It's the strangest little cat and mouse game between an Annie. Oh, Direwolf's gonna drop behind him. Oh, he finally sees him. Oh, he does have a PPC left.
This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
Wow. Well, that was interesting.
So this time the push strat one. Let's take a look at the damage now. Lady Wolf doing well. In the Nigeria, 730 damage. 600 for Direwolf in the Annie. Fairly even spread across the rest of the team. On 228's side, Nigeria again, 707 damage, very good. Misslinks 427, not bad for a light. And Nigeria also Ein Kilo 411. And then a fairly even spread as well on 228's side.
Does the spreadsheet keep kill count, or does that matter?
No, just put win-loss in.
Alright. That was a very quick play-y setup for both teams, really. It was kind of like watching a quick play match of two relatively organized teams. 228 had a far stronger firing receive line for what DPS pushed into. I really think that early Nutty Rat loss was the probably deciding factor there for 228.
There's not really much to talk about on the map strat, but I'll move over then now if you want to draw some lines and talk about it, Nate.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and set up the next map.
I mean, there isn't much to talk about it. They just walked over here from DPS. They kind of circled about Theta for a while and then crossed the bridge and then turned back on the 228 side. They just walked right into Gamma 7 to set up a arced firing line, and then they collapsed in on themselves into one ball. That's pretty much it. Kind of looks like a peace sign. Kinda. Little yin, little yang.
Sadly, no peace in MechWarrior Online.
No. Especially not with PGI running. I mean, well, I don't get sponsorships or anything. There. Okay. Just kind of a mess. I think the strat from DPS was clear. Push, push, push. And the strat from 228 was clear. Kind of receive and shoot whatever you can shoot. But honestly, I thought that the really high DPS mechs weren't killed first. I really thought the Viper and the other lights and the Lantern from 228 would have done more work.
Yeah, I thought DPS could have handled the push a little bit better, been a little bit more firm with it, and some of the focus fire wasn't really there, but in the end they took it. On 228's side, they had a good receive line set up, and then they got into the game of running around that rock. Maybe they
I
should have
think
stayed further back there where they were.
as teams and players go, from Div C to Div B to Div, up the divs, I think it's a lot of that kind of shooting accuracy, or it's not really accuracy more than um, shooting patience. That makes sense.
Hmm.
A lot of players are like, I got to see my damage numbers up there on the scoreboard, so let me splurge out damage. Um, and they get to the end of the match having done 400 damage of worthless kind of damage. It's the firing discipline part.
Yeah,
And I
I
think,
guess that is a temptation for many
yeah,
pilots. I mean, the best comp teams, individual pilots, put their own damage aside and just play their role for the team.
yeah, you look at that from a team perspective, and it really, really adds up. I mean, somebody's wasted an alpha into my arm that's weaponless. I turn and we shoot torso or CT or something. I'm not really too worried because teammates will also shoot that, and that mech dies, and I lose an arm. It's it really, uh, it really exponentially comes out in a team match.
Certainly does. Team 1 DPS now locked.
Most
Team 2
ready.
well on their way.
So this is domination on river.
Correct, yep.
Fun. I think I'll go over to that on the map strat here. I cleared this out here. Team 2, it's a little more difficult for Team 2 because of the very narrow slivers of land you can hold the circle with. Whereas Team 1 just has like a natural overwatch. Both teams are locked.
Yep, we're going to launch.
It'll be interesting to see if DPS decides to push across the river even though they have the more natural offensive position.
Team 2, I think, has a more difficult proposition on this map. I mean, they could push
Oh yeah.
across the hotel line and go into the lower city there. That's not too bad if they manage to get a light in the circle and hold it early. Team 1 have the high ground from the airfield. But anyway, we're into the match now, so we'll see how the teams approach this.
And you are not thumbnail casting, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Just making sure.
Fleet command coming in. Capture the target area and engage any hostiles.
DPS is definitely pushing. 2 X's, small pulse linebackers, mislings, Arctic Wolves. And 228 is what's on those Timberwolves? That's gonna be big. 2 Kodiaks. I would imagine those would be like some kind of DACA AC.
Yes, you're exactly right. One Kodiak is Dakar and the other one is PPC and AC-10s. And the Timberwolf is Laser Vomit.
Oh no. So from a deck perspective, DPS, if they commit to the push, should win. But 228's setting up very nicely. Using the river Timberwolves are spread out. Did they diagnose this push on the side? I don't know if those Arctic Wolves can get up at the Feagle. If Nutty Rat sees Huron, or Nutty Rat's going to get picked.
I don't think 228 have seen the magnitude of this push yet. They're
He's
going
in
to
a
find out
terrible
very
position,
shortly.
and here it is. And he's done. They're going to dive on him. Nutty Rat goes down very quickly. And then they roll across the river before. Well, Nutty Rat's still alive. Okay, they should roll across the river. Direwolf's in a lot of trouble, but his teammate's coming to try to shield him. Direwolf goes down. They've traded an Xe for a Veagle. Not a great trade. Oh, self-destruct by Odin. That's huge. It's 100 tons. Here, I don't think that the Timberwolves have enough DPS to do much. Yeah, this is DPS's game.
Solid brawl push by DPS.
Good firing discipline from 228 that I'm seeing. They just don't have the, pardon the pun, they don't have the DPS to. I feel like they do that on purpose. They name their team DPS and then they bring DPS. Yeah. And Yahoo is the lone wolf again. And that's a lot of machine guns coming his way. I think their idea is to shut his computer down, literally. Machine gun fire.
Command is happy to hear of your success
As
and
the
achievements on the
Mistlings
surface.
victorious leaps into the air. Alright.
Yeah, well played both teams. Another solid win there for DPS. Good push. Decent firing discipline. Once they got into range of 228, yeah, I think you're right, 228 didn't have the close range damage to really hold them off, and yeah, it rolled into a defeat quite quickly there. Checking out the damage, pretty even spread. Nutty Rat went down early, so only got 94 damage. DPS side, Mislinks went down early, I guess. No, Mislinks survived, but only got 94 damage. I'm not sure how that happened. Everyone else was up in the triple digits.
I think Mitsu was searching for people around the Citadel for a little while instead of with the push. But he was very, very fresh at the end. Maybe he was told to hold the circle or something while they pushed out of it. It's very probable. We'll go to the ye old map strat. You had a. Tell me when you're over there.
Yeah, you can go.
We had a push to the Citadel by Team 1. Okay. Not scouted, even though there were mechs there to scout it, and everybody's watching the river. And they really could have gone, either way. But they're very much. You don't see any mechs up here. You don't see any mechs up here. You kind of go, okay, they're gonna push. And a kind of good, proper response to that kind of push, if they're going to be really aggressive, is to pull back and out. And it's very difficult to do because it's domination from Team 2 side. So where are you going to go? You can't go down here into the water. I mean, you can, and you can force the other team to come out after you, and I think DPS would have done it. But that's about the only way that 228 had a chance of winning, is if they had diagnosed the push early and then moved south, so where there's more space between them and the mechs that are with small poles and short range weapons that are charging at them. Because if you make them chase you out into the water, then it takes them forever to get from one kill to the next, and it gives you and your longer range some chance. And they tried to do that, but it's just, I think they were beaten in the mech lab, really. And of course, Odin self-destructed, and I don't know if he had taken damage at that point, or if he'd taken much damage at all.
I feel like they had a chance of stopping the push, but you have to be really expert with your firing discipline and calling targets. And it all kind of got messy quite quickly, as far as I could tell.
They did a pretty good job of focusing. Like they got some Xy's in the back, for instance.
Hmm.
They traded an Xe for the Veagle early. Of course, if Nutty Rat wasn't down,
That's true, yeah.
then they would have gotten the Xe almost for free, which is kind of a normal thing in a push, to lose one mech and then have your DPS overcome the advantage or the disadvantage. But they just didn't. The Timberwolves were just raking the Xy's in the back. Just, the Xy's ran right past them. But they just didn't have enough sustain firepower to do, to bring them down.
So we're on to Alpine Peaks next. Should we talk about that for a few seconds?
Yeah, sure. Team 2's always had a slight disadvantage on this map, just in the layout of the hills and various things, but
You think so? I always thought Team 2 had a slight advantage, certainly getting the early caps. I mean, they're closer to Theta. I think they've got an advantage there. Kappa's obviously an easy pick. Sigma, Team 1 can get an early line of sight on it.
it might be a playstyle difference, but I've always liked Team 1 because I feel like you can control, you just have more options what you want to do. Team 2, I guess these teams aren't going to form a firing line or anything. I mean, DPS has shown they're willing to push in. It'll be really fun to see if they do that on this map. I would like to see that. I've certainly seen it work for teams that are poorly positioned in the trading or like Overwatch, or again they don't diagnose the push fast enough. So I want to see DPS push. I would like to see 228 set their receive up and really do some focus fire and see if they can pull one out here. From the Team 2 side, if they're gonna set up to trade with another team, this K4 position is extremely important so that you get enough width along the firing lines. You can't really get up into this area without the I6 Overwatch just pinging you. I'll erase our little drawings everywhere. DPS is locked. So let's see.
Maybe both teams will go for Gamma as well, at least send one light each over there, so there may be an early little light scrap there. That could set the ball rolling in terms of who gets the early cap points.
Let's set a generic little scuffle. Yeah. You can see down the line here pretty well, and you can really see what the enemy's taking if you're really looking for it. So if DPS pushes, I would think that they'd almost have to roll outside and go this way in a ball. I mean, they certainly can't push down the H line and J. If they're diagnosed for pushing there, then they'll just get shredded. This little avenue has plenty of Overwatch to it. I think they're going to roll down the 6 line.
Wonder if we'll see any LRM boats. I like LRM boats. I'm not
That'd
going
be
to get
fun.
a lot of hate for that, but anyway,
Alright,
both teams are
games
locked.
Don't thumbnail cast. DPS is up 2-0. And dropships flying in.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
A blackjack, Hellbringer. Hellbringer, it's going to be interesting to see what's on those Kantaros. But it looks to be kind of a cap trade mix with 228 having one more trader, I believe.
Kentaro 20 on DPS side is LRM
Streak.
indeed.
Oh, it's Eller. Okay.
It
Yeah.
is.
Data is controlled by the
Yeah.
enemy.
So that fills me with joy.
Ask and you shall receive. Oh, the Incubus is rolling right in here to get Tofurkey.
Incubus,
Oh,
Incubus versus Flea.
Oh, the Flea is fleeing. Smartly.
We have
But
Gamma.
yeah, smartly, but don't stay there too long, Incubus. You're going to get slaughtered. Okay, he's hiding. There's a strike on Theta now.
Oh, his strike's going to roll right over him. Oh. Ouch. Hey, his mission is to get Theta. He is going to get Theta. Now, this is a very, like,
Kappa is under enemy control.
say early kind of Overwatch setup. Excuse me. Early as in it's like the first hill you can trade from, and it's so very far away from Sigma, and they don't have map control enough to get it, and so Alpheus is smartly going to get Sigma kind of for free. There's nothing that can deny him. Hellbringer is moving into that position, but not in a great position. Delphir, you really want to go around the backside of that mountain, or just commit to going to K4. Tofurkey's taking Theta back, but it's 3-2, and
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
228 doesn't. Well, they're not moving from their trading positions.
No, they're not. I mean, their trading positions are fairly good, but they need to do something about the cap advantage fairly quickly because it's already 150 to 70.
That and the trades are going in 228's favor, but not considerably. Although, what's Bachal's mech doing over here? He's 67%. Pretty hurt. Oh, I see. 228 has captured the hill, and I don't think Direwolf realizes he's getting pinged by this blackjack from Nutty Rat. That puts them in a very big disadvantage.
228 actually doing a very convincing job of trading.
Well, you see the blackjack and Hunchy up on top of them. The I-9 hill, the big tall mountain. Phoenix Hawk is coming over to handle them. And meanwhile, the Direwolf and Hellbringer from 228 are both really hurt. It's dead even in terms of the trades, honestly.
DPS now sending a couple of mechs up to try and deal with now 3 pilots from 228 on top of the hill. This is going to be a key battle.
Ooh, Zonorous. Just peek the hill. And there's something down at Gamma. An Incubus with large ER larges. Interesting. I don't think 228 is going to win this battle. Alpheus is very hurt. I don't know why the Overwatch from 228 isn't shooting up into I9 kind of for free. Nutty Rat's going to get taken down by the Flea. But the Flea might get taken down by the ER large Incubus from the ground. Interesting battle. Top of the mountain.
Very interesting. If you put cap points aside, there's no real advantage yet to either team.
No, it's pretty dead even. That bald guy from DPS is relatively undamaged. So is Lady Wolf. They have not enacted their lerms yet.
No, that's a good point. Where are the Lerms?
I'm wondering, where are they? Where? Nutty Rat goes down. Oh, there Lady Wolf is going to the top of the mountain right now with the relatively undamaged lerm. But if they just... Okay, this Incubus is going to get target locked, and Lady Wolf should turn. Yep, here come the lerms. Here we go. They missed. Big ol' volley. Flea's gonna... Oh yeah, gonna get legged here. I don't know what Zonoran's doing.
We have Gamma.
Yeah, one job, buddy. Keep a lock. And Flea's legged.
Legged Flea is a dead Flea.
Which, those being the Cat Mechs, if Kaguru goes down, then DPS wins it, no matter what happens. Again, 228 just doesn't have any map control whatsoever.
No, they're now down 2 mechs and they're losing the cap game. This is looking like another win for DPS.
Kaguru's finally going for Gamma, which it's not too late to take it. Huron kills Delphir, but 228 doesn't. They just don't have enough mechs on the field. They brought an extra trader, and for just a sliver of a moment there, it seemed like they might take an advantage in kills, but that's not the case. It's clearly a DPS win. As Cocker, why didn't you go get Gamma, buddy? He's running around the map. I don't think he has any idea where to go.
Has he just been running around in circles?
He was way up at Gamma where there weren't mechs, and now he's running into the arms of Sigma where there are 2 mechs, and that's quite a distance to travel over his dead compatriots.
Certainly is also too late to make the trip. Is it 750 points? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a cap win.
I mean, just from a cap standpoint, you didn't have the luxury of running across the map like that, but it was already pretty much decided by that point. Can the Hellbringer do it? Can he do it? No.
Well, good game. 228 actually held it fairly well early on. But they didn't execute as well as they could have done. Let's take a quick look at the damage. DPS standouts were Kieran in the Hellbringer, 611 damage. Direwolf Tseng in the Direwolf, 613. That bald guy, 513. Where's Lady Wolf? Lady Wolf in the Kintara only did 103 damage. Honda utilised mech there, I think.
It was into the flea's legs, so.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I was wondering where it was. I think it maybe was too slow.
Anyway, good game both teams. We'll head over to map strats now.
Looks like the betting is going heavily in DPS's favor here over on the stream.
I'm hoping 228 can take the last 2 drops. I'm really rooting for them. I always like the underdog.
I think
I don't think there's any shortage of skill on the 228 side. They got some solid pilots, and their builds. There's nothing wrong with the builds.
well, there's a lot of experienced players there. I think the thing I'm seeing with their setup and their map kind of like strategies, I guess, is that it's very, very static, and they're giving up map control, kind of inadvertently. There's just some areas of understanding on the maps with these modes that you kind of have to pay homage or attention to, or at least put in your initial strategy somehow. And the way they set up on Alpine, I was saying that K4 spot was so important because it's like the only anchor that really gives you a crossfire into Sigma, and you really need Sigma on Team 2 side to be viable cap wise, and you need that K4 spot so that the other team doesn't just kind of flank you and roll in on the corner. And they didn't never move across the map to get a nice firing line all the way across the map, so they kind of just got slowly rolled inward. All right, team swap button, be nice. You got them set up for what's Hibernal next?
Yep, Hibernal Domination next.
So let's get somebody to ping this match in the MWO channel. So I'll go over there.
Nutty Rat says team swap button when PGI. I would love to see a team swap button. It would make life so much easier. So PGI, if you're watching, please implement a team swap button in private lobby. Please, please, thank you, thank you.
It's DPS LTT versus 28. Alright, I sent Graz a message there.
So we're moving on to drop 4 of 5. DPS have taken the first 3 drops. And we're now on to Hibernal Rift Domination. And there it is on the map strats. This is a really good map for trading and of course brawl push. You can do either from both sides. I think the last map, last night when I cast that game, which is Div B, if I recall correctly, Team 2 did a brawl push. Team 1 tried to receive. I could be wrong.
Hibernal's fun.
I need to rewatch that. I can't remember now. Hibernal is fun. Yeah, I like it. It's kind of canyon with snow, isn't it?
I mean, and before they redid Canyon, it was maybe a little more tradey than Canyon was. Now it's no, it's been fun in all its iterations. In the Conquest, it's fun. Just right along with Canyon. It's a reason it's always kind of featured in the tournaments. But I've seen a lot of kind of just straight SPL machine gun pushes, especially with it being domination. You have to kind of just suck it up and go, well, because if you play a range deck, or you could play mid-range, but if you play some kind of range, you have to you're not really playing, you're playing a little bit passively in a way. So I think we'll see more pushing from DPS. Safe to say, 228's locked already, and we got one person left on DPS's side. So if you're 228, you know, and you've seen all this pushing, of course they traded on Alpine, but come on, you have to. You gotta figure that DPS is gonna push here. Can you give us a bunch of like AC2 firing line mechs, please? Just, you know, machine gun DPS lights back at them, and then some big AC2 just like, or like the blood asps, or super high autocannon annihilators that can just dish out so much damage so fast that you can't take them down quick enough before they get to 500 damage.
Okay, we're launching into game now.
Yes, the thing everyone's here for. All right, Nutty Rat. Don't be at the head of the pack. And you're not thumbnail casting, right? Yes. Check.
Capture the target area and engage any hostiles.
DPS with another push deck, although there's an anti-1P. What's on that? Huh. What's on the anti? It's going to trash dump, so PPC. Light Gauss anti. Interesting. So this is not a push deck? Is the Timberwolf high alpha? Shaw? Yes. Yes, it is. Onions, you ignite stars. This is really interesting. Really, these. Oh, War Daddy and Nutty Rat are gonna get trapped in the low ground if they don't get up to join their team quickly. Oh, turn to the right. There's a linebacker. Oh,
Good
guys.
strike by 228 there. Both teams fairly well balled up.
War Daddy and Nutty Rat are hopelessly out of position in relation to their team, who is falling back.
Kieran, you've got to be careful there, you're pushing up a little bit too far. But now comes Thelas in. Support could be an early pick on Kaguru.
Kagaru's. Kieran's legged. That's but the two Night Stars are just completely out of the fight, and that's a big problem. And the Odin and Morticia are just running away from the battle. You can't run away, boys. Huron is still alive. Looks like Yahoo's not going to be the last person to die this time. Odin gets Lady Wolf. This entire time, 200 tons are off the field since the Orions are just up. You just can't scatter to the wind. Look, the Orions are running now, which means that DPS has the choice of just picking one or the other.
Those Orions really should have been in the middle from the get-go. I'm not sure why they're skirting around the outside like this.
This is not really a team mentality. The way that 228 played this, they didn't play this like a team. They played it like a bunch of individual players that could care less if their fire starter died. And now they're running towards each other. Now they're switching position. The Night Stars are still chugging away. I mean, Alpheus in that single fire starter at this point could go and mop everybody up. Instead, he's getting farmed by one of the Night Stars that's really damaged. The Mistlynx is going to go clean up Odin Steel.
Those Night Stars are pretty much way out of the fight, aren't they? They have been the whole time. Which has allowed DPS to go and pick off the two Orions. I mean, second Orion just about to go down now.
DPS has some really hurt mechs on the field, like extremely. When that strike just failed to land on Tylus. Yeah, the 200 tons of Night Star out of the fight had just, like the entire fight, just sent him into. I mean, it was just destined to be a loss. And here's the thing that I was saying earlier. You're going to see damage scores, you know, and you're going to be like, oh, this guy did so good. And this person did so good, and stuff like that. And certainly I know that they're absolutely doing their best. But I think from the start of this match, at no point did 228 have a chance of winning. No matter, I mean, it just kill the damaged XC War Daddy.
Very early on, 228 balled up nicely, and I thought they were going to do a solid push, but then they seemed to spread out all over the place.
If the Night Stars had gotten up onto the ridge, and when they were having that battle in the low ground, in the middle, if there was you know a lot of fire going into that, yes, absolutely. Because it wasn't really a great push from DPS. They just went to the place of least resistance. Now you see the Night Stars, 762, 732. You see the Orions with really, really high damage numbers, and you look at that and you go, they did great. They did not. They had no chance of winning that match.
Solid damage from the Night Stars, but I think you're right. I mean, the damage was spread out all over the place.
Not just that, but it was damage not done when the actual fight was taking place, like the real fight.
Yeah.
So you see how they got their Viper, Firestarter, their Gintaro all basically got picked free, kind of free, but like they fought in that low ground canyon, and really 228 should have made the battle happen in the first canyon where the Night Stars were positioned, because they can't really move that fast. So it's not necessarily the Night Stars' faults for not getting over to where their team retreated. I just don't understand the concept of just running away from a battle when you're ensuring that you lose said battle.
So we're on the map strats screen now. Moving into the final drop of the evening, Tourmaline Desert Conquest.
Go back to the... Let's stay on Hibernal for a minute.
Yeah, you're on Hibernal.
And see that the Night Stars were here, and the rest of their team was basically on this ridge. And DPS, without an Annie, they had like one long range Annie for whatever reason. They come around the corner, they get to about Delta 4, and then they decide, oh, we need to go across. Okay. So at this point, 228 should have stayed on this ridge, firing down upon them, while the Night Stars fired across upon them, and they should have made the battle right here. Delta 4. They should have made it happen there. Instead, 228 very oddly, for no strategic reason, fall all the way back to like Charlie 3. When DPS finally did push across, the Orions like kind of literally ran in this direction and that direction. I'm like, why? It was at the point that the battle didn't take place here and they were allowed to cross that they had lost it, that they lost the battle completely. Everything after that was just, a waiting game for people to kill each other, things like that, so that the match would end. But that's when they lost the battle, very, very early on. Just things to think about in the future.
So maybe some tactical hiding or tactical spreading there.
Tactical hiding. There you go.
But
I mean, if
having said that,
like,
the Orions and the Night Stars, whatever they both did. Both of those pairs did really strong damage. They just weren't in the right place at the right time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, the Night Stars were no AC2s or rotaries or something. So that's damage everywhere. And if you were like in quick play, that's probably how you'd play in quick play, where you're like guarding your damage so you can do well. And if the team does something stupid, oh well, they did something stupid. You're still going to do something smart for you.
These aren't like quick play teams; they're in Div C.
I know. That's why
I don't want to be too unkind.
I'm looking at I'm. They've had good firing lines and played well as a team on this particular drop. They did not do that. They had the kind of right idea of receiving, but
So looking at the group points, I'm not sure if this is fully updated yet, but as far as I'm reading it, DPS have a good shot at first place. If Clutch has messed up at all, they're definitely going to take second place. If they take this next drop, they may take first place as well. In fact, they may have already taken it. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
yeah, Clutch is. Oh yeah, because there are 5 teams, aren't they? And Clutch does play in this round, so it's not like there's just a bye. Does anybody have a bye? There's 6 teams, and no.
Clutch have played round 5, I believe. So I guess it hasn't been updated, or maybe it has. I'm not sure.
But yeah, DPS could definitely take first. There's only 3 points that separate them.
Yeah, Clutch played this afternoon versus Legio.
And do you know the outcome?
No, I do not.
Yeah, DPS definitely have a Clutch, Legio, DPS, even the European Dragoons maybe have a numerical shot.
Anyway, team locked. Team 1 is locked. 228. Moving into the last map, Conquest, Tourmaline Desert. Typically a long-range tradey map. Could try and do some kind of brawl. I wouldn't advise it on this map. There's just too much open space for it.
Yeah, this is a map that maybe a light pick at Sigma or Gamma, you know, that kind of game. You play that game. But by and large, you don't really try to brawl this map because any team that can shoot, and these are teams that can shoot, will just pick you apart. So, if you do brawl, I have seen successful pushes over E6 and Delta 5 or right over the Fox 5 like corridor. There's instances where it does work or can work, but you really have to. You can't just like blindly go in and over the top of Fox 5 and then they have a firing line in Delta 5 or something. You know, you have to know where they are and like a pathway to get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can take like really DPS kind of mechs and then like go grab Kappa, Sigma, Gamma, and then like play a waiting game. You know, try to gank the lights. There's a lot of cap strat kind of short range decks that could work on this kind of map.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way. We have gained Epsilon.
And they're in.
So 228 have taken a long-range Stalker, long-range Direwolf, one Orion again with the large pulse.
And I think DPS is going to do the cap strat.
Nutty Rat and a Blackjack with two
Far-
AR peeps.
Far play
Theta
thing?
is ours.
Two to eighth have sliver cap Theta early on. That's good for them. Means they get a slow cap lead, a slight cap lead. Interesting that DPS haven't tried to contest Theta at all.
Direwolf tried.
Oh, he did? Okay.
ER is kind of, but there's no way he was going to deny it.
Enemy forces have Sigma.
What's on that Orion 2C SK? Morticia.
Oh, I think that was 4 large pulse.
Okay. Yeah, that's a strong build. Interesting kind of trading positions from Iron War Daddy and Odin. Kind of just trying to strong counter the position Direwolf Seng's trying to go to. That the summoner's already in. Very strong trading position back. Tylus is really got to be careful right there at Fox 5, but I think that if they're not careful, those 3 trading mechs will get picked. Iron and War Daddy and Odin could get picked here. And I think DPS has sensed this. Has figured out that they're very separated from the rest of their team.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
Or they just wanted to get Theta really badly.
Well, they've certainly got it now.
That's a nice full cap there. Odin is pretty hurt on a torso, guessing by his percentages. Yeah, his right torso is pretty...
He's open CT by the looks of it, yeah.
Oh, is it CT? Okay.
Yeah.
Oof. So DPS with the strong 3 cap. I don't think they bothered trying for Theta until their Overwatch was there.
No, it seems to be a smart decision on their part. They've got a solid 3 cap now, fully capped on all 3. They've got good trading positions, good Overwatch.
That bald guy is getting picked hard a little bit by a really long range ER peep. By Nutty Rat. Job, Nutty Rat. But
looks like DPS are now pushing the right hand side.
228
Kieran,
has
Lady,
given up.
Mitsu Red, and
yeah, but they don't have to. They can just kind of scout it out, fall back, which is what they're doing. Looks like they've pulled their summoner over to help them. Maybe they're trying to bait these guys into pushing them, but DPS with the much stronger map control. In terms of positioning. Oh, interesting. Go over to Kappa here. Interesting play happening at Kappa. I think Tarnk is going to get picked, definitely. They're smelling blood. He is done. He's just
too slow on the move. Legged, I think.
Leg somebody back, buddy. Kagaru is running back. Why? Why? He's dead. Why are you... Oh, Kagaru's gonna get picked now. And so is Yahoo. Okay. This is
run,
a DPS.
Incubus, run! Don't stay there. Actually, they can't run. They've got 2 fleas there.
This is DPS's game.
Yeah,
they've
much.
lost all their cappers. It's done. So, good 5-0 from DPS.
Kappa is under enemy control.
War Daddy and 9 Kilo have been trading this whole time and holding their ground, doing pretty well by the looks of it. Still got some armor left.
Yeah.
Sadly, 228 down to 4 mechs now.
Yeah, now it's just seeing how the rest of it ends. It's definitely done as a match.
Morticia are about to be hunted down by DPS's light pack. There's no escaping those fleas.
Flee if you like, but
oh, Mitsu! Mitsu's
no.
legged. Could be a leg kill. He doesn't take it. He keeps backing off.
Morticia's trying to leg the other flea. Get some kills, people. No, Nutty Rat.
The enemy has capped enough resources.
And
We failed.
what's the match?
Well, good games both teams. It's been entertaining to cast it. Thank you, Nate, for co-casting with me. Let's take a quick look at the damage spread before we skedaddle.
That bald guy. Good. Saying pretty good. 2 Incubuses came in late to try to save the doomed Black Lantern, so they got licked pretty quickly.
Yeah, those 2 Incubus went down for very low damage. I guess they were running around trying to cap. They do have some cap time on them. But they got caught out by that light push of 4 of them. They couldn't escape. Uh, 228's traders did okay, up in the triple digits. Stronger damage on DPS side overall, really good damage spread. And that's all she wrote.
Win in there. That with that DPS, I think win the div.
Yeah, I'm going to wait and see if the div has been updated or not. If it has, then DPS have just taken first place, but I'm not sure, so we'll wait and see. I'll refresh that
I think in
like
the
crazy
chat
tomorrow.
they said Clutch won 4 games and lost 1.
Ah, okay.
And I think so that does give DPS the win.
Well, if that's the case, then well played DPS. You've just won the division.
Yeah.
Congrats. So once again, a big thank you to Nate for co-casting with me. That's been fun.
You did the much more difficult part of handling all of the various buttons.
Yeah, I noticed I took some criticism for my camera work. I need to work on that, so.
That's just temporary access, come on. I got the, I forgot to do the left-right thing on the last match there, so.
Oops.
Yeah. Out of all the things to forget, that's probably the most mild one. All right.